Look, I'm standing up.
She's managing to stand up without falling out of the boat. This is an amazing thing right here. So that right there is a testament to our new river raft here. That's amazing. All right, here we are at Rockingham, just below US 74, Great Pee Dee River. And we're gonna ease down toward Wolf Pit, also known as Dairy Barn Landing, about 6 miles downstream. So we'll check back in a few minutes. All right, there's 74 Bridge just back there, and we're getting into our first minefield of rocks up here ahead of us. There's the CSX railroad trestle right down there, so we're about to get into those ancient Pee Dee Indian fishing weirs here in just a few minutes. I think I already see one of them ahead of us. I can definitely see why this doesn't have much boating and fishing pressure on it. Okay? Good now. This is what we call staircase rapids. Each time there's one of these lateral steps, it's maybe only about a foot in height. And it's like this all the way from here to Sherall. That's the CSX railroad trestle up there. Well, we just went across that lateral step.
Oh, yeah. 2 miles about now.
Yeah, we've gone about 2 miles from 74 Bridge, although it looks closer than that, but it's not.
Only 4 more to go.
4 more miles to go. Can't believe what? That you're out here doing this again?
I can't believe this.
Well, we've gone through a couple of lateral steps there that was about the worst part of the river up on this end.
There's a buoy.
That's one of those buoys off the
Damn.
that's off the dam up there. Yep, that's one that got washed over.
Take it with us.
Nah, we don't need
Do it. See? Use that.
I think we got enough buoyancy here
Get another one and make me some stabilizers.
for your kayak. I had thought that these bridge pillars were stone, but they're actually ironclad. It looks probably ironcladding over stone work, but it's actually wrapped with iron. Well, here we are, just kind of stopped on a rock mound here. Great Pee Dee River, just downstream from the CSX railroad trestle. Went through a couple of fun little lateral steps there.
Yeah.
We're just stopped here to take us a little break. And look at how clear this water is. You know, you go 60, 80 miles downstream toward Florence, the Pee Dee doesn't look like this. It's just as orange as it can be. Now up here toward the dam, obviously it's much cleaner. And there's some big fish up here too. Very nice country. Yeah, we're fine here. Just right through this chute. I know. It's weird how the hydraulics of water does that. As you pass by a rock, it sucks you right into it. Now some of this stuff out here, some of these V shapes you see in these rocks, in these formations, is actually where the Pee Dee Indians took large rocks and stacked them up and made a series of V's that go across the river. They're prehistoric fishing weirs, and the fish would get trapped in the downstream facing V's. And then they would spear them or net them, however they caught them. Pretty ingenious. All right, just coast. Just coast and keep it straight. We're good. Yeah, you can clearly see the V's in that one.
Rock ahead of you.
I've got that rock ahead of me. We're good. You're fighting, just coast it.
No, I'm steering.
Well, you're doing good.
I know.
Greta, the Norwegian Indian. One hell of a navigator out here. She's doing a lot better, folks. I'm proud of her. It looks like they're running a new string of power lines here. They just kind of left it draping, kind of low there. I doubt that it's live, but we're not going to find out. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I'm going to tell you that later on when we go underneath it and get past it too.
Nice power line.
Yeah, nice power line. Wouldn't want to be running through here wide open with a jet boat and not see that ahead of you. That'd clothesline you. Well, right now we're between Cordova and Wolf Pit, and somebody set them some bricks up on that rock there. I'm guessing they probably use that for some kind of gauge in here to let them know when the water's high enough to get through or something. Anyway, I saw that from downstream and was wondering what it was. It's just so quiet here, you don't hear anything. Except just nature, that's it. We're closing in on our destination, getting close to Wolf Pit, also known as Dairy Barn Landing, which is about 5 miles above the North Carolina-South Carolina line and about 14 miles above the landing at Sherall and 9 miles below Blewett Falls. Anyhow, we're getting into some giant rocks here. Less than a mile. What's the GPS saying? Co-captain here.
5.51.
551. Yeah, we're getting close, folks. We are within a mile of our destination. And with that said, this will probably be the last large rock maze that we'll see before we get there.
You know, I didn't sign a waiver for my image likeness now.
You did? Oh, you didn't?
No, so if I don't like what I see, you can't show it.
Okay.
Rock to the right.
Yeah, big rock to the right there.
It's like Larry, that show. I signed a waiver and they still didn't use it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty.
I'd see. Aren't you glad you come back up here to see this?
This is what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see all that.
And the kayak bouncing off the rocks and
me learning new cuss words.
And you learning new cuss words. I learned new cuss words that day in Columbia too. I personally never knew that I had so many names, folks. But I'm not going to repeat them on YouTube. But needless to say,
They fit.
I got a little bit of distance between myself and Greta because I definitely got far enough away she couldn't bash me in the head with her paddle. So she got stuck on a rock that was probably as big as at least
the big one over there.
The biggest boulder over there on the tip top of it with her kayak rocking back and forth. And I was probably 200 yards below her there at the Jarvis-Clattman Bridge in Columbia.
And it's called the Fuck Columbia Rock.
It's called the F Columbia Rock. It's right there at the Hampton Street Rapids for anybody that's ever paddled that river. But at that point, I knew that Greta was cussing the rocks, the river, me, and Columbia. Fortunately, I was far enough away I couldn't really hear it. And she managed to extricate herself from that rock. But needless to say, that kind of caused a PTSD condition for her with rocks in rivers. And so when we came back up here to Blewett Falls the first time, she wasn't too keen on that when she saw the rocks in the kayak. So
I already have PTSD.
Yep, so we bought ourselves an inflatable 12-foot river raft. That's a hard one to replace.
It's old.
That's old Eastman Kodak there.
Taking many pictures.
Taking many pictures. Look at that, folks.
I don't even have to aim.
Big giant rocks through here.
Can't move your paddle. Paddle then I move it. Tell them I'm kind of a bossy photographer too.
She's a bossy photographer, folks. But if you've ever seen any of our Google Earth panorama photos, she takes some real good pictures.
The good stuff here. This is the good stuff.
I told you. Aren't you glad you come back up here to see this?
That one right there.
Yeah.
This big one.
Yeah.
The light behind it. Like stuff. Let's go over here in them.
All right, let's do that. We got plenty of time. Sun's still high. Let's go paddle around.
All right.
How about don't do that with the camera? I'd hate to lose all them great pictures you just took. Yeah, well, I'd hate to lose all them great pictures you done snapped. I feel like I'm standing up on a mountain over here. Gotta be part goat to climb this. Want me to grab you a couple of these little rocks here?
You can.
All right. Great Pee Dee River. And now I know why they call it the Great Pee Dee River. Well, you can hear the next rapid ahead of us that way. Unfortunately, we've run out of daylight, and we have arrived at our destination here at Wolf Pit, the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission ramp off of Old Sherall Highway. It's kind of a long way in here, but it's a nice little ramp. Anyhow, nice little run there, about 6.5 miles. A few riffles, a few lateral steps, but it was fun. Great Pee Dee River, November. Well, we got a 2-hour hump. I say we got a 2-hour hump back down to the coast. I hate to leave it. It sure is pretty, but I will be back.